We are now on step 24, and we're working on the elastic casing for the top of our pajama pants. What we're going to do is we're going to take our pajama pants in a big circle, stick them over the end of the ironing board like so, and we're going to be ironing this top edge. Try to keep those open down 1/4 of an inch all of the way around. Look right here on your seam gauge, and right here is 1/4 of an inch. You can put the blue thing there so you can just easily see it, or just look and use it. So you're just going to fold it over. You're going to make sure that it is that 1/4 of an inch. 3/8 is acceptable if it's not plain nice at 1/4. And you're just going to iron it down all the way around. As we're pressing, make sure you've got firm pressure. I like to even just leave it for a minute while I double check this. At this point, my back and my front might start getting hidden. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down 2 inches. And I'm just going to very lightly rewrite it here. Maybe slightly underneath that, so that I can remember which one's the back when I go to put my tag in. Now iron down 1/4 of an inch all the way around the entire top of the pajama pants. At this point, I'm going to sew around at 1/8 of an inch. 1/8 of an inch is the inside edge of your presser foot here. If your ironing is doing a good job at keeping the fabric where it's supposed to be, go ahead and just sew it at this point. If not, add a few pins just to tell it to stay where it should. When you make it all the way around, make sure you grab these 2 threads and either hold them to the side real good or cut them off before you sew over. You're going to sew over the same spot for a little bit, which is the equivalent as a back stitch, right? I have now sewn around my top edge that's folded under 1/4, 1/8 of an inch. As a bonus step, makes life easier later, if you sew down on either side of these that are open, so that you can't actually get under them anymore, add a longer stitch, like a stitch length 5, because we will remove this later, on all 4 of them. It will make your elastic going in easier. So what we're going to do now is you could iron this like we did our last one, but I'm just going to pin this one. What we're going to do is we're going to make a casing, literally a tube of fabric for the elastic to go through. Our elastic is 1 inch wide. We're going to be sewing 1/8 of an inch from the edge, and you need a good 1/4 inch of wiggle room so the elastic doesn't get twisted too much. So we're just going to round to 1.5 inches that we fold down, and we're going to pin all the way around. So once again, with your ruler, 1.5 inches is right there. You could take your nifty difty blue line and line it up right there so you just can see the blue and go. Whatever works best for you. I fold it over. I make sure my seam center line lines up with that seam center. And I am the boss. I'm going to be nice and precise and go, hey, 1.5 inches, perfect. Okay, I now have pins 1.5 inches from the edge, or the fold is 1.5 inches. I have pins about every 3 inches, a little bit closer together, all the way around. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to find where the back is. Here's the back. And what I'm going to do is we're going to leave an opening here on the back. The opening needs to be about 2 inches wide. So I'm going to come about 1 inch from the seam. And I like to put a double pin to remind myself that I'm going to do something different here. And about 1 inch to this side. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave right here open so we can put the elastic in. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to sew all the way around. Basically right on this stitch from before, all the way around to stop right here at the back stitch. So start the back stitch and I stop with one. Here we go. Right here's my double pins. So I'm just going to slide this onto my machine like so. I'm going to line up with the other side of my press foot so this 1/8 of an inch lines up where the needle is. Remove my pins because it's never fun to sew over pins. Here's my double row of needles. So I'm going to come right up to it and put my back stitch. So now I have an opening and a tube for my elastic to go in.